What is up, my dudes, and that one girl who's here for all that super top secret stuff being spilled out? Shh, one girl, seriously, this is between me and you. Don't tell anyone else, just me and you. This is Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos are coming weekly. Ring that bell, you know when they drop. Let's get the other stuff out of the way. Want to save 10% on a Carlo communicator or save some money on some Beyond Riders gear? Then you should definitely check my referral links down below. Want to support me and all my do-gooderness like these cool guys here? Bam! You should become part of the Brew Crew and join the coffee page down below. Want to know why I'm asking you for money? Well, next to those 10,000 Amazon affiliate links that also go to a good cause is a link explaining what I do with your money. Get it, got it, cool, let's move on. Alright guys, so the Harley announcements are right around the corner for 2025, and we've got some new leaks that I want to dive into. And I mentioned this in a previous video. I know that these are always called leaks, but quite honestly, I feel like this is just straight up Easter eggs from the Moco, trying to build a little bit of excitement for people that know where to look. Quite honestly, like, companies all around the world do this. This is how they build up some hype to get people excited for the actual announcements to come out. This is not just a Harley thing. Like, you know, car companies do this, cell phone companies do this. You know, you see like the iPhone like 6 months before the iPhone comes out. It's just what happens, and it's good business. It gets people hyped and excited, and it gets our imaginations going for what we are about to see. So I want to dive into the 2025 Low Rider ST and the Low Rider S as well, and what we already know, what we're expecting to see, what we're not going to see, and let's, you know, speculate on what the price is going to be. So let's get going. So quite honestly, the 2025 Low Rider ST wasn't even on my radar as something that Harley was going to upgrade. They just recently released it as a Softail after putting it to bed as a Dyna. So, you know, Dyna stopped, Low Rider began. It really hasn't been out there too long. So I didn't expect this, but at the same time, it totally makes sense because the Low Rider ST and to a lower extent the S are two of the most popular Harley Davidsons out there. So obviously you're going to want to upgrade these bikes and you're going to want to keep these things as new as possible so people continue to buy them. Now, much of what we're seeing is kind of a trickle down from what we've already gotten on the road glides and the street glides, and we'll get into that a little bit more. You'll see what I'm talking about. But first and foremost, I want to talk about the engine. Previously, the Low Rider ST ran with a 117. It still has a 117, but one of the leaked photos we have shows that it is now a 117 high output, which means same size engine, but it's tuned differently, it's done up a little bit differently, so you're going to get more horsepower and you're going to get more torque than what you were getting out of just the straight 117. This is very cool. I really like this. And overall, anyone that's ever ridden a Low Rider ST, like at least the people I have spoken to, have made it very clear that this thing has a lot of power right off of the floor. Once you tune it, once you like swap out the exhaust and stuff like that, then it gets crazy good power. So to come right out of the box and you're like high output, that's awesome. High five to you, Harley Davidson, for doing that. Now, going hand in hand with that, this Low Rider ST and the Low Rider S are using the newer M8. You can tell that because we're looking at the cam chest here, and you can see that it's got that newer sort of cam chest that we're seeing on the Street Glide and Road Glide currently, which also means that most likely on the left side of this, you're going to see that filler tube, because this is going to go to that newer liquid cooled M8 that they're using for the Street Glide and the Road Glide. So overall, that means this bike is just getting an engine upgrade all the way around, and I think that is fantastic. Again, this is one of Harley's more popular bikes, so you want to keep this thing as forward moving as humanly possible so people are still buying it. Now, I mentioned you were going to see a lot of trickle down from the Road Glide and the Street Glide, and the first thing that we notice is the hand controls have been updated. So you're getting that new like D-pad sort of thing that like the Street Glide and the Road Glide have. You're getting a few more buttons, a few more options. This actually kind of drove me nuts when I test rode the Road Glide, mainly because I didn't realize that the high beam trigger was like towards the front of the control now. When you're sitting on the bike, it is out of sight. So I was like, I guess we're not doing high beams anymore. And then I just happened to find it. I'm like, oh, duh. But yes, you can see those controls on this bike. So they have upgraded there as well. Now, one of the things you're going to notice, and some people may like this, some people may hate this, but all the copper trim stuff is gone. So you're not getting the copper rims anymore. You're not getting that copper sort of like paint font on the sides of the tank. I really like that. I really like the copper rims. I really like the copper Harley Davidson logo on the tank. But I get that you need to move forward, and if you're doing the exact same thing on the bike year after year, it lowers the appeal for people to buy the newer ones, upgrade, all that fun stuff. So it is going away, but what they've replaced it with is red lettering and black rims. Now, I know black rims are nothing like extraordinary or surprising, but the black rims lend to multiple colors that you can now use. Let's be honest, copper doesn't always work with every paint job you want to use out there. So going to the black makes it much better. I really dig the red lettering, especially on that Iron Horse metallic paint job. Like, I'll pop it right there. That's the Low Rider S that it's on currently. I think that looks absolutely sick. And overall, I love this paint. And I mentioned this in one of my previous videos. This year's paints for Harley Davidson, chef's kiss. I think they are nailing it this year. There is at least 4 to 5 paints that they have that I would happily ride. Like, I look at them, I'm like, those are awesome, which is not the case normally. I think the reds they've been using lately have been kind of garbage. That primer gray is just garbage. I hate that. I really like what they've got. I love the red that they're using this year. I love that Iron Horse metallic. I like that matte purple they're using. I don't remember the name of it currently. I really dig that like color shifting one that they've got. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it is that, I think it's called Mystic Shift. Like, they are great. And honestly, this Low Rider ST with that Mystic Shift paint job and the red lettering on the side would look absolutely sick. I want to see that. Harley, make that happen. Make that one of the like debuts you're doing. Let's go. Now, another thing I've noticed here is they're doing a 2-into-1 exhaust. Now, I know for a lot of you, you're like, I don't care. I'm swapping that out first chance I get anyway. And I agree with you. Like, guaranteed, you're hopping on this thing. It sounds like a sewing machine, like any other stock Harley that you buy off the floor. So you're going to want to make those upgrades to get that better sound. However, this is exciting, frightening, 50-50. I'm on the wall. I'm not quite sure. So we have a lot of pictures of the bike from the left side. And if you're looking at the Low Rider ST, you see a lot of room between the one pipe and the bag. Now, the previous model did a 2-into-2, and because of that, they had to have the shorter bag on the left side to accommodate that pipe, which was absolutely moronic because, again, nobody keeps the stock exhaust on these bikes. No one. So you were making room for something that was gone day one. And the other problem is, instead of having another stubby bag on the other side, they decided to make the left side bag longer. So when you looked at this thing from behind, it looked lopsided. And when it was sitting on a kickstand, it looked worse because the left side bag was longer and now leaning, so it looked even longer, and the right side bag looked even shorter. It was just horrible. Now, my concern is you can see a lot of space. Like, this is still the same bag that they were using on the previous model. My fear is they're still using the exact same bags as the previous model, which means you're still getting that lopsided look, which is absolutely stupid. I'm really hoping beyond hope that they have cleaned that up and they just made it so both bags are even. I'm fine with 2 stubby bags, that's fine, but that space has me concerned. It really does. We'll see. Hopefully Harley listened to people and said, all right, let's make even bags. We won't know until the actual release of this bike, so fingers crossed. Another great update that I've noticed is all LEDs all the way around. This is awesome. Again, this is something I have harped on Harley for years. Like, come into the 21st century, Harley. It took them a while to get here, but they're doing it. And I am so excited and I am happy to see it. Like, Harley, great job. I am so happy that you are moving to all LEDs. It took you a while to get here, but you're here and that's what counts. So one of the things that I saw that was missing and I'm a little sad about, I was really hoping that they would go for this change, but at the same time, let's be honest, this looks like pretty much the same bike with just some of the attachments changed. So that engine, you know, that bolts in the exact same way as the previous engine. They didn't have to make any changes to the frame. The controls on the handlebars, no changes there. They can just bolt those on, everything's good. So I get why this didn't happen. I'm still sad it did not happen. And that is, we didn't get the upgraded Brembo brakes on the front forks for this. I really would have liked to see those. Now, I know some of you may say, oh, well, you know, the brakes that they use are just unbranded Brembos. Yeah, you know what? I don't want the factory second generics. I don't want like Sergeant Crispy's like cereal. I want Captain Crunch. So put the damn Captain Crunch brakes on the front of this bike and the back. You know, let's do it all the way around. But yes, not having those upgraded Brembos kind of sucks. Let me tell you how hard it is to just keep saying upgraded Brembo brakes over and over. Try it at home 10 times. Tongue twister, let me tell you. All right, so let's talk prices and speculation. Currently, the Low Rider ST 2024 model is at $23,000 MSRP. I'm really thinking we're going to see the 2025 come in at $25,000 MSRP. That's an extra $2,000. Like I said, they're doing some upgrades on this and they are quite respectable upgrades. They're not just slapping a paint job on here, telling you it's new and releasing it. There is a lot of great changes on this bike, so I can see that price going up. For the Low Rider S, those in 2024 were coming in at $20,000. With the upgrades coming through on this, most likely you're going to see it at $22,000. If you disagree, throw the price down in the comments. Let's see who's the closest. We'll do this like horseshoes. Like, what do you think you're going to see the price come in at? Now, the Low Rider S, obviously, I didn't talk about it as much in this video, but it's getting a lot of these same upgrades. I mean, obviously, these are pretty much the same bike. They're just dressed up a little bit differently. And with this one picture that is straight out of like a Harley promo video, you can see that they are touting a lot of the upgrades that you can do on the Low Rider S to really get a custom look and feel on this bike. And I'm here for it. I think this is great. One of the great things about Harley, and this is one of the things I tout, especially when I'm comparing Harley to any other model, is Harley has such a vast aftermarket out there, and it also, like, internally, Harley itself sells so many different upgrades. And this really is a give or take, because you look at it and you're like, I just spent $20,000 on a bike. Why do I have to spend another $5,000 to make it the way I want? Like, other people are like, well, you know, I just bought this bike and I want to make it my own. So, you know, here's the money. So I see both ends, and definitely there are times I look at things like, Harley, why didn't you just give me a good version of this to begin with? But I am glad to see the vast aftermarket, because let me tell you, even if I bought a bike that is just absolutely great and absolutely pretty much perfect, there's still stuff I'm going to want to do to make it my own. And to do that, you have to have a good solid aftermarket out there, and that's what Harley does. All right, guys, that's what I've got. What do you got? Are you excited to see these bikes come out? Are you excited to see these upgrades? What do you think the price is going to be? What color do you want it in? Harley's already dropped their colors for the year, so we have a really good idea of what different color palette you can get this bike in. I'd be excited to hear which ones you like. Again, that Iron Horse metallic, sick. I love that. And that Mystic Shift, put the red lettering on it, love it, love it. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this video with friends, share it with family, share it with that one dude, you know, who bought the 2024 like a few weeks ago because he didn't expect any changes to come for 2025, and now he's regretting it. He loves this stuff? Yeah. Trust me, and I'll see you all on the flip side.